right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Enterprise Center packed for the Blues home opener. Fans sharing their excitement for the new season.
More autumn chill tomorrow, then a midweek warm-up and I'll time out shower chances.
But first tonight, the clock is ticking in northern Gaza. Thousands of Palestinians still trying to flee as a ground conflict between Israel and Hamas could begin at any moment. The new response from the U.S. Thank you for joining us at 10 tonight. I'm Brent Solomon. 1 week after the deadly Hamas terrorist attacks in Israel, the clock is ticking for residents in northern Gaza. More than 1 million Palestinians are under Israeli notice to flee south. Many Gaza residents now struggling to flee, grappling with a growing water crisis after Israel put the region under a total siege and stopped the flow of resources. Israel had given Palestinians a 6-hour window to travel safely within Gaza, while Hamas urged people to stay in their homes. The Israel Defense Forces say a possible ground invasion could begin at any moment.
And once we'll see that the situation will be permissible for significant combat operations, then they will commence.
President Biden spoke with the leaders of Palestine and Israel, urging them to allow humanitarian aid to the region, and affirmed his support for efforts to protect civilians. The U.S. is also sending a second carrier strike group in support of Israel. The American death toll from the Hamas attack has also climbed to 29. Closer to home now, a group is speaking out against the violence in the Middle East. The National Campaign for Human Dignity met outside of the Robert A. Young Federal Building this afternoon, making passionate pleas for the violence to end. The group says they oppose violence on both sides of the conflict. They're calling on U.S. leaders to reintroduce peace talks between Israelis and Palestinians.
We are witnessing today, at this moment, in this time in history, we are witnessing a tragic but truly avoidable humanitarian crisis.
That group also wants the U.S. to supply food, water, medicine, and other needs to civilians in Gaza. For a link to our stories on the Israel-Hamas war, text the word Israel to 314-425-5355. Let's go ahead and switch gears a bit and get a look at your Weather First forecast. Tonight, an autumn chill has taken over the bi-state. Meteorologist Jim Castillo now with a closer look.
Yeah, hi, Brent. So we started out with that chill in the air this morning and also areas of drizzle and some light showers. So it looks and feels like autumn and way below average temperatures. There's a beautiful shot looking down Market Street, the arch in the background, and those low clouds that are hanging around. So it's 55 degrees right now. Still a little bit of a north wind at 7 miles an hour. I've seen a few of the gusts close to 20. So here it is, that cool air coming straight out of Canada and the Great Lakes, and it's with us along with that low-level moisture. And so we have spotty rain showers. You can see some in Lincoln County, Missouri, around Troy, and they'll be with us overnight tonight into tomorrow. It's a chilly day tomorrow. I'll talk about that, plus a big warm-up and any rain chances this week ahead.
All right, we'll see you shortly. It was a sea of blue in downtown St. Louis as the Blues played their first home game of the year over at Enterprise. Before the puck dropped, 5 on Your Side's Diamond Palmer talked with fans at the annual pep rally at Union Station.
The Blues are back in action.
Let's go Blues!
Let's go Blues!
Let's go Blues!
So who are Blues fans counting on this year to lead the team to victory in their 57th season?
Bennington, look how he did on the first. I mean, the guy still got it. He's there. He's going to block them, and everybody else is going to get it together and win.
I'm excited to see what Neighbors can do now with another year, and Verona, Blake, and of course Thomas and Kyrou.
I love Shin. He's been you know, such a linchpin for this team, and for him to be captain seems kind of like a no-brainer.
Hundreds of fans are here at Union Station for the Blues home opener pregame pep rally, and who better to get them excited for this season than the new team captain, Braden Shen.
Guys came here early, guys came prepared, ready to work.
In a crowd full of fans, young and old, Shen calls the moment to be team captain a huge honor. He's on a team that has one Stanley Cup under their belt, and it's no secret fans have big expectations for the season.
So I really am expecting us to have a really great season and head into the playoffs with a strong team.
The playoffs, right off the bat, of course. Stanley Cup, probably. Playoffs for sure.
And some are more brutally honest than others.
I'm expecting a good, exciting, competitive team. You know, maybe not the best, but we'll be competitive and hopefully make the playoffs.
Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Diamond. Corey Miller, by the way, will have a complete recap of tonight's game later in sports. The Blues will return to Enterprise on October 19th when they host the Arizona Coyotes. Developing tonight, St. Louis police are investigating a deadly double shooting in North City. Just before 6 tonight, officers showed up to the scene at North Jefferson and Gamble Street. 2 men were shot there. One of them died. The other victim was shot in the foot and is expected to be okay. Right now, no suspects have been identified. A serious crash leaves 1 man dead in South City. This happened just before 4:30 this morning on South Jefferson and Park Avenue near Lafayette Square. Investigators say the driver was speeding when he lost control and hit a tree. The impact caused the car to split in half. The driver was ejected. He has not been identified just yet. Well, a group of young people from St. Louis and Kansas City, they're learning how crime affects their age group and what they can do to stop it. Our Travis Cummings went to East St. Louis to explain.
As young people, we have to know, and knowledge is power.
The middle of East St. Louis City Hall filled up with young minds this weekend, their age group at the center of crime issues.
This is in our community, and since it's in our community, if we know these things, we can take action towards them.
15-year-old Lawson Small wants to be a coder or designer and eventually own his own business. The young artist and a number of his peers came in from Kansas City to join other youth in East St. Louis at Camp Choice's Right to Life Summit. Today, they're learning about things like epigenetics.
Us as an African diaspora, us as African descent, have trauma already embedded inside of our DNA.
We are focused on structural family and community violence. There is an epidemic of homicide and violence across the nation.
Janae Relaford founded this camp back in 2006. She invited lecturers and moms who have lost sons to violence.
We do adult life simulations for young people. We've done survival camps. So each time we do these weekend camps, we try to bring a different theme.
This group hearing from important figures like the mayor and coroner to let them know the crisis is no joke.
It's important to have them here so young people see that they are concerned about what's happening with youth.
It's the push they need to fulfill their purpose uninterrupted.
Especially whenever you find out what your limits are and you're able to go past your limits.
So it's all about elevating the young people and helping them to be able to make better choices and grow and thrive.
Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
Very smart young man there. Camp Choice continues tomorrow. They'll wrap up by creating advocacy plans that, that they actually plan to bring to their own communities. Community cleanup. Volunteers take to Glasgow Village while also shining a spotlight on safety. A message for senior citizens. What the Verify team found about next year's cost of living adjustment from the Social Security Administration.
The autumn chill is here all weekend. Now timeout, shower chances, and a midweek warming.
A major effort to tackle public safety issues in Glasgow Village. The Urban League hosted a cleanup and neighborhood stabilization event this morning. Some volunteers cleared overgrowth and debris along a trail that leads to a park and a softball field. One lifelong resident hopes today's efforts will allow more kids to get involved in sports.
The people I grew up with in Soulard, they either went to jail or they became cops. Or they played sports. I went to the boys club and played sports, and all my other, friends, jail, this and that, people that played sports stayed out of trouble, and they grew up to be good people.
200 families also received Ring doorbells, motion cameras, and gun locks during today's event. Missouri's first nationally recognized Underground Railroad site celebrated its 21st anniversary today. The Mary Meacham Freedom Crossing is named for the black abolitionist who guided many slaves into freedom. Back in 2001, the National Park Service recognized that site as part of the Underground Railroad network to freedom. The celebration included historic music, kids' activities, and a whole lot more.
All right, weather-wise, we've got a couple of areas of drizzle and light showers out there. I'll talk about a warming trend midweek and another chance of rain late in the week.
Tonight, Saturday Night Live making its big return. Pete Davidson returns to the studio as host for the very first time with musical guest Ice Spice. Now, you can watch SNL's 49th season premiere following this newscast. Well, the Social Security Administration just announced seniors will see a 3.2% increase in their annual benefits next year. That's to account for the rising cost of living. But many seniors aren't happy about it, saying the adjustment is too low. Ariane Daytel verifies that the 2024 COLA is historically low.
Millions of seniors rely on Social Security benefits. Every year, the amount they receive is adjusted to account for inflation. Last year, Social Security and Supplemental Security income recipients saw an 8.7% increase to their benefits. That's the largest since 1981. Thanks to the cost of living adjustment, or COLA. But on October 12th, the Social Security Administration announced that 2024's COLA will be 3.2%, less than half of last year's adjustment. So let's verify. Is Social Security's 2024 cost of living adjustment historically low? Our sources are the Social Security Administration, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and the Senior Citizens League. The 2024 COLA is significantly lower than last year's, due in part to the leveling out of inflation, which skyrocketed in 2022. But 2024's COLA isn't historically low. In fact, the 2024 COLA is actually the third highest in the last decade. And the Senior Citizens League says the 2024 adjustment is well above the 2.6 average over the past 20 years. So we can verify, no, Social Security's 2024 cost of living adjustment is not historically low. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Daytel.
Now, the Social Security Administration will mail COLA notices throughout the month of December. If you want to know your benefit amount sooner than that, check the message center of your Social Security account. What would you like us to verify for you? You can reach out to us by Facebook, Twitter, or by email at verify@ksdk.com. Well, a rare eclipse made its way across the Americas today. From Oregon to Brazil, millions watched the Ring of Fire eclipse. Unlike a total solar eclipse, the moon does not completely cover the sun here, leaving a bright, blazing border. Unfortunately, the cloudy skies across the bi-state blocked our view of that celestial event. But I tell you what, meteorologist Jim Castillo standing by, it would have been pretty awesome if we could have gotten a nice glimpse at that, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. We knew the clouds are going to be with us, though. So, but don't worry, because the 8th of April next year, we'll have a full solar eclipse happening right here, even much closer.
We can go ahead and add it to the calendar.
Yeah, that's only about 6 months away, so fantastic. But cloudy today, areas of drizzle, 0.01 in the rain bucket, 58. Yeah, that was the high today. 70 for the average, and we'll be there again by Wednesday. But right now in St. Louis, it's 55 degrees, very cloudy, a little gusty too. North wind at 7 miles an hour, humidity 77%. Areas of drizzle can't be ruled out tonight or a spot shower. And this breeze coming right out of the north at times 10 miles an hour. And some of these gusts we've seen to about 16, possibly 20 miles an hour. So this air is coming right out of Canada. So tomorrow's the same deal. We're going to be in the 50s for highs when the average is around 70. And then occasionally on the weather first Doppler radar, you're picking up some shower activity or sprinkles in Millwood to Ellsbury and right through a good portion of Lincoln County, Missouri. We've seen that on the Doppler radar. South of Arnold and around Imperial, you'll drive through this area going down 55. You might get some sprinkles on the windshield. I've seen that today. So that futurecast, check this out. We have temperatures down in the 40s tonight. And again, a lot of cloud cover, areas of drizzle or sprinkles all the way through really portions of tomorrow. And then maybe late in the day, some sunshine peeking out, which will be nice to see. But temperatures start out in the morning hours, not in the 30s. We'll be in the 40s, probably mid to upper 40s region wide. And this is the forecast for the weekend here and also into Monday. So Sunday 58, a little better Tuesday, or Monday at 62. Tuesday, though, we will see less wind in here. And look at this 10-day forecast. Let's get right to it. Tuesday 64, plenty of sunshine. Wednesday 72. And then by Thursday, clouds on the increase a little bit, 70 degrees for that high temperature. Then on Friday, a spot shower in the morning hours, temperatures at 65. Now next weekend will be warmer than this weekend. How about near 70 Saturday? Some of the models take us into the low 70s. And on Sunday, 67, plenty of sunshine by Monday and Tuesday. So at the end of the 10-day forecast, still temperatures near 70, which is pretty much average for this time of year. So this weekend that we just had and tomorrow will be really chilly for this time of year.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
We've got Corey standing by. What are you working on?
Mizzou fans, I want to know how you're feeling right now. It was another wild game against Kentucky for the Tigers, and the Blues kicked off their home season at Enterprise Center in dramatic fashion as well. We've got a big night in sports coming up next.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
Nothing sounds as good as that opening night home of the Blues from the crowd at the end of an Enterprise Center national anthem. Hockey is back in St. Louis, and the Blues were looking for their first win tonight against the Seattle Kraken. New season, new captain, and the home crowd loves the C on Braden Shen. Scoreless in the second period a few years ago, that building would have loved a goal from this guy, but Jaden Schwartz plays for Seattle these days. 1-0 Kraken on the Schwartz deflection. Later in the period, get used to a lot of these this year, Blues fans. Kyrou to Thomas, back to Kyrou, and ripped for a goal. Jordan's first of the season. Just a beautiful back and forth tie game. For the second game in a row to start this season, the Blues went to a shootout. Jordan Binnington was outstanding in the shootout, and Robert Thomas rips the twine for the eventual game winner. Blues did lose Pavel Buchnevich to injury, but get a 2-1 shootout victory on opening night. Another game, another outstanding performance from Jordan Binnington.
Unbelievable. I mean, he made some really big saves for us. He stopped a lot of 2-on-1s. Huge saves during the shootout, so yeah, he was excellent.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. I mean, that's what we expect out of him. We know his capabilities, so he's been huge for us the past 2 games, and it's nice to get the job done in front of him tonight.
If it's Mizzou and Kentucky, things are going to get weird. That's just how it is when these two teams match up. We had plenty of weirdness tonight in Lexington between the Tigers and Wildcats. Big game atmosphere on the road tonight. Luther Burden and company looking to get back on track after the LSU loss. For a while, it looked like Kentucky would just roll over them. This Devin Leary scamper made it 14-0. Yikes. But who comes riding to the rescue but the punter, Luke Bauer? The St. Louis kid from DeSmet connects with Marquise Johnson on the fake punt touchdown. Are you kidding me? That sparked the Tigers. Brady Cook to Theo Weiss, and all of a sudden, Mizzou led 17-14 at halftime. Second half, Kentucky up by 1. Cook fakes to Burden, then takes it himself on 3rd and goal. Tigers back on top. They extended the lead on the ground. Cody Schrader with a burst up the middle. Nobody's gonna catch him. 19-yard touchdown run. Missouri outscored Kentucky 38-7 after that fake punt and get their first win at Kentucky since 2013. Mizzou gets a huge win, 38-21. Illinois faced Maryland earlier today right here on 5 on Your Side. Isaiah Williams and company needed a win in the worst way. Strong start for them. Luke Altmaier to Pat Bryant, that kicked off the scoring. Second half tie game, Altmaier to Williams, and the St. Louis kid finally gets his first touchdown of the year. Illinois on top. Fast forward, 3 seconds left in the game, tied at 24. Caleb Griffin on to kick the game winner for Illinois, and it just sneaks through the upright. Huge win for the Illini. They walk off Maryland, 27-24 victory. High school football, huge game at Cardinal Ritter, undefeated Hillsborough at undefeated Ritter. Carson Boyd in at quarterback, and he lofts an absolutely perfect pass to Deshaun Stevenson for a touchdown. That extended Ritter's lead. Now stay with this play because you're going to think Jamarian Parker is going to get tackled a few times here. but he simply says no. He stays on his feet, reverses the field, has a huge gain on an insane play. Ritter holds off a second-half surge from Hillsborough to win the Battle of the Unbeatens 34-21. Battle of Belleville. Belleville West is building back under new coach Ken Turner, and East could have one of their best seasons in the past decade. Defensive battle early, dueling sacks from both teams. First West, then East coming up here, getting to the quarterback. Lancers got on the board in the first quarter, though. Armand Vincent decides to keep this ball to himself, gets to the edge, and finds the end zone for a touchdown. That East defense stood tall all day long. They shut out West for a 37-0 victory. Good day, no matter who you were cheering for.
Yeah.
Blues win, Mizzou wins, Illinois wins. It's a happy day.
Yep, and a lot of good local teams, too.
Definitely.
We appreciate that. Thank you. Jim, keep in mind, it's cool right now.
It is.
But we've still got some warm days in store.
We really do. We're back to 70 on Wednesday. By the way, I cheered for Mizzou for 3 years, so that's freaking amazing. What a game.
Every time you get.
I know. I love it. I love it. Wow, what a night. All right, so areas of drizzle and the Blues, too. Amazing. 47 tonight, north wind at 10 to 20. Spotty drizzle tomorrow, mostly cloudy, maybe some sun breaks later in the day, 58. And then as we get through the 10-day forecast here, Monday 62, Tuesday 64, 72 Wednesday, and then a chance of a shower Thursday, Friday. But you know what? Really doesn't bring those temperatures down. By next weekend, close to 70 and plenty of sunshine. So next weekend, much warmer than this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you any good?
Watching the games, yeah. Football and basketball.
We've seen too many Mizzou heartbreaks. Anytime something goes right, we got to celebrate.
There you go. We love it. Thanks for the company, my friend. Saturday Night Live is next. And then, of course, your news returns at 6 in the morning. Have a great night.